Luoyang's internet celebrity bridge overturns, tourists dangle midair. Tourists trapped in avalanche chaos, Xinjiang's Kanas scenic area paralyzed by record snowfall havoc. Xinjiang's terrifying red apocalypse, sandstorms, flying rocks, and shattered chaos. Deadly explosion at aluminum factory leaves 3 dead, 2 missing. Deadly encounter, Chinese speedboat sparks tensions in Kinmen waters. Luoyang's internet celebrity bridge overturns, tourists dangle midair. On February 13th, a steel cable bridge in a canyon tourist area in Luoyang City, Hunan Province suddenly overturned, and many tourists were suspended upside down in midair. A video posted online showed that the steel cable bridge in the Longtan Grand Canyon tourist area in Luoyang City, Hunan Province suddenly overturned, and many tourists were suspended in midair. Some tourists were even hanging upside down from head to toe. Fortunately, their safety belts were fully functioning. As a result, no one fell to the ground 36 meters below him. One tourist even fell completely off the rope and hung in the air, which was very thrilling. Netizens left a message saying, "It's so scary." Staff of the Xi'an County Culture and Tourism Bureau in Luoyang City told Upstream News on the 14th that the project involved in the scenic spot had been suspended on the 13th and was under investigation. This incident had a considerable negative impact on the scenic spot. The staff member also said that when the incident occurred, it was caused by the tourists shaking and missing their feet. This bridge is an internet celebrity bridge, with a total length of 88 meters and a height of 36 meters. It is built on a cliff. It attracts a large number of tourists to challenge it because of its unique and exciting experience. After the incident happened, netizens commented, "There are no good things in internet celebrity places. Tourists must have a certain temper when playing and not be too excited. Tourists are like this when they shake. It's too scary. It turns over when tourists shake it, which shows that it poses a huge safety risk." Tourists trapped in avalanche chaos, Xinjiang's Kanas scenic area paralyzed by record snowfall havoc. Heavy snow continued to fall in the Kanas scenic area in the Altai region of Xinjiang during the Chinese New Year, and a total of 13 avalanches occurred in multiple sections of the scenic area. A large number of tourists were trapped on the mountain in the scenic spot, waiting in line to go down the mountain. According to the Central Meteorological Observatory, from the afternoon of February 11th to 12th, there were heavy to heavy snowfalls in the Altai region, Taching region, Yili Valley, and other places. There were local heavy snowstorms or extremely heavy snowstorms in the Altai region, with a cumulative snowfall of 20 millimeters to 30 millimeters. The local area is more than 45 millimeters, the new snow depth is 25 centimeters to 40 centimeters, and the local area is more than 50 centimeters. Due to continuous snowfall, several avalanches have occurred in Kanas scenic area since last month, leaving thousands of tourists stranded. A local said that last month there was a serious avalanche and the scenic area was closed for nearly 10 days. "We don't know how serious the avalanche is this time, but vehicles in the Kanas scenic area are queuing up to go down the mountain." According to local official news on February 12th, from February 11th to 12th, the Kanas scenic area was impassable due to continuous heavy snowfall and avalanches. The G219 direction from Hanas Village to Baihaba Village and Habahi County, and the S232 line from Hanas Village to Jiadinjiu, do not meet the traffic conditions. Since January 6 this year, Xinjiang has ushered in the first and longest snowfall this year. Affected by continuous snowstorms, avalanches occurred in many places on the roads leading to Kanas and Himu scenic spots in Burkhan County, Altai region, Xinjiang, blocking traffic, leaving thousands of tourists stranded. As for the current situation of tourists in the scenic area, some mainland media called to inquire, but no one answered the call from the Kanas Scenic Area Management Committee. In addition, regarding the question of when the road will be repaired successfully, on the afternoon of February 12, a staff member of the Birken County Transportation Bureau said that he had not received the latest notification. China Meteorological Channel analyzed that the snowfall in the northern Altai Mountains was extreme and the intensity was rare for the same period. Judging from the situation forecast, there is a huge and deep cold vortex plus high-altitude trough in the upper reaches of northern Xinjiang. Water vapor is transported and lifted in front of the trough, superimposed on the uplift of the Altai Mountains, resulting in extremely heavy snowfall. Xinjiang's terrifying red apocalypse, sandstorms, flying rocks, and shattered chaos. On February 17, extremely strong sandstorms occurred in many places in Xinjiang. At 10:30 a.m., the sky was filled with yellow sand and the sky was dark. In some places, the windows of vehicles on the road were blown away by strong winds, and some stones flew everywhere, breaking car windows. Local people said the sky was strangely red and orange. At 13:28 on February 17, the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region Meteorological Observatory upgraded the yellow sandstorm warning signal to an orange sandstorm warning signal at 13:28 on February 17, 2024. At present, some areas in Kashgar, southern Bazhou, Turpan City, and other places have appeared strong sandstorm weather with visibility less than 500 meters is expected to continue to occur in the above-mentioned areas and the eastern Hotan area from day to night today. At 10:41 on February 17, the Bazhou Meteorological Observatory upgraded the yellow sandstorm warning signal to a sandstorm red warning signal. Sandstorms with visibility less than 50 meters are expected to occur in Luoyang, Xi'an, and Weili from day to night on the 17th. At 19:17 on February 17, the Xinjiang Xi'an County Meteorological Observatory issued a red sandstorm warning signal. Some witnesses said that the car windows were broken and some of the car window glass was blown away by the wind. It's not just low visibility, it's not just sand and dust flying all over the sky, it's also rocks flying everywhere. Many car windows were shattered by rocks. The Central Meteorological Observatory will continue to issue a blue sandstorm warning at 18 on February 17, affected by cold air and strong winds. It is expected that from 20 on February 17 to 20 on February 18, eastern Xinjiang and southern Xinjiang basins, central and western Inner Mongolia, central and northern Gansu, and Ningxia there are blowing sand or dust in some areas in central and northern Shanxi, western Shanxi and other places, and there are local sandstorms in eastern Xinjiang, the southeastern part of the Nanjiang Basin, and western Inner Mongolia. At 18 on February 16, the Central Meteorological Observatory issued 3 warnings: blue warning for strong winds, yellow warning for cold wave, and blue warning for sandstorm. Affected by the cold wave, it is expected that from the night of February 16 to 22, most areas in China will experience severe cooling from west to east and from north to south, with temperatures generally dropping by 8 to 12 degrees Celsius. Xinjiang, Inner Mongolia, the eastern part of northwest China, and North China temperatures in central and northeastern regions, Huanghuai, Jianghuai, Jianghan, Jiangnan, central and northern South China, and Guizhou will drop by 12 to 18 degrees Celsius. Among them, the cumulative temperature drop in parts of northern Xinjiang, Inner Mongolia, northeastern regions, Hubei, and Hunan will be it can reach above 20 degrees Celsius. Around February 23, the minimum temperature line of 0 degrees Celsius will press southward from southern Jiangsu and Anhui, northern Jiangxi to southern Hunan and southern Guizhou. It is expected that from 20 on February 16 to 20 on February 18, most of Xinjiang, central and western Inner Mongolia, most of Gansu, Ningxia, and northern Qinghai will successively cool down by 6 to 12 degrees Celsius. Among them, northern Xinjiang, western Inner Mongolia, Gansu, and Heshi the temperature in some areas can reach 12 to 20 degree, with local temperatures above 20 degree. Deadly explosion at aluminum factory leaves 3 dead, 2 missing. On the first day of the Chinese New Year, February 18, an explosion occurred at a factory in Xi'an, Jiangsu. The accident has killed 3 people and left 2 missing. The explosion occurred at about 2 o'clock in the morning that day. Until the afternoon of the same day, the Xi'an Emergency Management Bureau issued a situation report stating that at 2:11 on February 18, 2024, Xi'an Economic and Technological Development Zone Asia Pacific Light Alloy, Nantong, Technology Company, Limited. An explosion occurred in the casting well area of the workshop where aluminum rods are produced. So far, a total of 3 people have died and 2 people are missing. It is understood that Asia Pacific Light Alloy, Nantong, Technology Company, Limited was funded and established by the listed company Asia Pacific Technology. It is mainly engaged in the production and sales of aluminum industrial profiles and aluminum pipes for automobiles. From the videos and pictures leaked from the scene, it can be seen that after the explosion, the factory was in a mess. Staff from 2 nearby companies told Chinese media that their company's glass was shattered when the explosion occurred. A staff member of one of the companies told One News that they retrieved surveillance video and found that after the explosion occurred at around 2 a.m., the company's factory building was shaking and the glass was shattered. It felt like an earthquake. February 18th is the first day after the Chinese New Year holiday. Although it is a Sunday, the official regulations require that you go to work as usual and make up for the time off during the holiday. Netizens lamented that they did not expect such an accident to happen on the first day of work. Some mainland netizens left messages on Weibo, saying, "This happened on the first day of construction. What's going on? The construction is not going well. Bless you for peace. Oh, let me go, what's the Chinese New Year? This is..." Deadly encounter, Chinese speedboat sparks tensions in Kinmen waters. On February 15th, Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council stated that in the incident in which a Chinese speedboat capsized while evading pursuit by the Taiwan Coast Guard, causing 2 people to fall into the water and die, a preliminary investigation found that Taiwan Coast Guard officers were performing their duties in accordance with the law. There is nothing inappropriate. The Taiwan Ocean Commission also pointed out on the 15th that the Chinese ship involved in this case is a 3-no ship, that is, no ship name, no ship certificate, and no ship registration at the port of registry. It is the object of joint law enforcement on both sides of the Taiwan Strait. Both sides will pay attention to such ships. Strengthen the ban. The Chinese speedboat crossed the border into Kinmen waters on the 14th and was driven away by Taiwan Coast Guard officers. The speedboat accidentally capsized while snaking to evade pursuit. All 4 people on board fell into the sea and were later rescued by Coast Guard officers. Among them, the 2 were pronounced dead after being sent to the hospital. Su Ziyun, director of the Institute of Defense Strategy and Resources of the Taiwan National Defense Academy, "I think we are all very sad about this unfortunate incident. Secondly, Taiwan's maritime patrol is conducted in accordance with the law, which means that the division of responsibilities is very clear. It was an unfortunate accident caused by the capsizing of the Chinese fishermen's boats and their escape." That night, the Taiwan Affairs Office of the Communist Party of China protested the incident, claiming that it was because Taiwan drove away the fishing boat that some people were killed. However, the Taiwan Affairs Office did not explain why the 4 mainlanders drove a speedboat across the border to fish instead of ordinary people. Fishing boat. Su Ziyun, Chinese fishermen have had many conflicts at sea with the South Korean Coast Guard in the past few years. Some of them were even shot to death or injured by the South Korean Coast Guard. The Taiwan Affairs Office of the Communist Party of China wants to review it. It's their fault. Regarding the management of fishermen, we are now taking the opportunity to pass the blame, but I think this may not succeed, because the Taiwan Coast Guard did not use force, but the mainland Chinese fishermen escaped, unfortunately causing death and injury to themselves. According to Taiwan's United Daily News, the 4 Chinese crew members are probably not Fujian fishermen, because during the detention and questioning, the 2 surviving fishermen were found not to speak much Hokkien and could only speak Mandarin with a strong Sichuan accent. And because the 2 refused to be interrogated at night, the names, ages, and people employed by the 4 cannot be clearly stated at present. At present, this case has entered the investigation process and is handled by the Kinmen District Prosecutor's Office.